Hello, it's been a little bit. The last episode of Tuesday Talk I posted was on May 31st, so the last possible day. That was like a month and a half ago, and a lot has happened to me since then. I know I did mention in the description of that video that I wasn't going to be doing anything all June video wise because I was working on a PMV that ended up being Pink in the Night, which I'm going to talk about. I don't have any footage of me working on it, and I can't or couldn't pull any together, so I'm using just backup footage I had for another video that's delayed. I'll explain why all these things are delayed as I go on, but I wanted to explain the story behind Pink in the Night a little bit better, and yeah. Okay, so pretty much since I started doing art on YouTube, one of the things I've done is make a birthday gift for my best friend Roxanne pretty much every year except last year. Last year I had to get a new computer and I didn't have any art programs downloaded, and I was working on 3 different gifts up until just before the turn of the month into July, and I genuinely did not know which one to do, so all 3 got scrapped, and I just gave her some drawings I did once I got my new computer, and she loved it. She was fine with it. She's very supportive and very sweet, and that's completely fine. And that leads me into this year, where I shot her a message in May before we even got to June, and I was just like, hey, what do you want for your birthday gift? Because I have an idea for I want to do another PMV. What character do you want it on? Do you want me to do it with certain OCs, about us, about what are we doing? And so she gave me this Warriors OC known as Foxbriar, and was like, I want something about her. And I went, great, I know very little. Can I get a sheet, a history or any of these things? So a few days later I got this very nice Google Doc full of a bunch of information about Foxbriar, and I was like, bet, ready to go, super ready to go. While I was listening to music, I had gotten this doc, and very conveniently I was listening to Mitski, and Pink in the Night was the song that was on as I grazed the relationship with her biggest enemy, Hazethorn. And it kind of all just fell into place. I mentioned this in the description of the PMV when it came out, but this song is about romance. It very clearly has the lines of, I know I've kissed you before but I didn't do it right, and talking about can I redo our romance and blah blah blah. Sorry, I'm just a little tired. Foxbriar and Hazethorn, no romantic relationship. This is all about platonic feelings plus savior complex plus I can fix him. Because the story behind these two was that Hazethorn did not like Foxbriar, and that he got really annoyed and he would lash out at her, even leading to the scar on her face and her tail, both caused by him. And then it doesn't really mention how he acted as a warrior, but it goes like the information I got kind of went straight to his death. So I kind of made it up myself, just like that he stopped paying attention to her because it was too frustrating. Like, he couldn't handle being around her. He just didn't like her. No, for no particular reason. People just don't like each other sometimes. And this was kind of one of those situations where he's like, I just don't like you, and this is not something that, like, she could fix. So it became a weird obsession where Foxbriar was like, I don't like that you're picking on me, and then it's like, oh, I want to fix this situation so it could all go back to being good, but it was like, it was never good, and, you know, it's not something that you can fix. So when he dies to the coyotes, she wants to fix that. She wants to, she blames herself, and that was kind of the whole idea that I wrapped this PMV in. The scripting, tired, happened within like an hour of getting any information about Foxbriar. Like, I had immediately chosen the song, I immediately like nailed out the plot I wanted this to follow, and then I just hammered out all of the information about where I wanted what to be in what shot, what's during the day, what's happening, and because it's pink in the night, I had decided really early on that this was going to be pink. And pink is not a color that I'm personally super fond of. It's kind of one of those colors that's an afterthought. I like the cooler side of the spectrum. So I was kind of like very excited and very nervous to work on this, because pink was not a color I used regularly, because it was just never a color that I found any purpose to. For warrior cats, pink is like your scars or your nose color or like paw pads. It's never going to be like the main color that you're using, except in, oh gosh, I can't remember the Sleek Whisker Coyote map was the one I think that used such pink for lighting, and that was really nice. So with all that out of the way, the pre-production, like before all the drawing and just doing like the storyboarding and stuff, happened super simple. I think I got it done before June. I slapped out some designs. I only sent my friend Roxanne the Foxbriar design, and that was it. I didn't tell her anything else. I kind of wanted to keep that all a secret. Like, I didn't want to spoil, because like if I had told her the song, then I feel like that would spoil some of the aspect that I was going for, or if I spoiled who was also in it, that would spoil like some stuff, or if I even told her that it was going to be in a weird color like pink, and I was going to tint all the character designs pink and use like these weird pastel backgrounds, I feel like that would also spoil some stuff. So I just said nothing, except I gave some updates on like how far along I was, for a very good reason that I'll explain. I had finished actually, before I said that, there are 16 parts to this. There is a part 0 to a part 15. I don't know why I do part zeros. It takes over the intro. Sometimes I do intros, sometimes I do part zeros. You cannot stop me, it's how I do things now. And it's usually, part zeros are usually the introductions. In fact, in this, it's even the introduction before we get into the rest of it. So I finished the first 6 parts, or 5 parts, and then that was during early July, I believe. And then the rest of it was stuff I did a little bit later. I couldn't work on it during like the middle, from like the 14th to like the 17th. I was really busy, so I couldn't work on it. So I just said, look, I will leave it for like the 20th plus, right? 20 to 30th or 31st. I can't remember how many. June, yeah, 31st. So that I could. Thanks, car. I can just hammer it out. I was already on a really good track. Like I felt like I had completed a lot of stuff, and that I would be ready and prepared to finish this in time. Wrong. On the 17th, I went to bed feeling sick, under the weather, and on the 18th, I couldn't get out of bed. I had gotten really badly sick, and I could hardly do a thing. It was very, at first I thought I had the flu, super bad experience. Might have been COVID, have no idea. I didn't get tested because I couldn't even go out and do things. I didn't want to be contagious. I didn't want to be like any of these things, right? I just wanted to be like extra safe. So I couldn't even, I was coughing so much I couldn't even keep my pen stable to do lines, and I couldn't even sit at my desk for very long because it was just too much. So I had kind of worn down my time as the month was ending. Sorry, I can't. I did manage to get some things done with it, but I was basically halfway, or a little over halfway, being completely finished with the art, not to mention any of the editing I have to do for this. And I was very much running out of time, but also really sick, so I couldn't even sit and knock this out as fast as I wanted to. So as my friend's birthday came and went, I shot her a text being like, hey, here's the situation, horribly sick, I'm gonna try to finish it, it should just be done in like a couple days. I didn't resume work on it until like the 3rd, after like 4 days of like being sick again, because it came in waves. And then I balanced doing that and reading a book, which I really want to talk about later, not in this video but in another video. And basically my goal was, okay, I'm gonna have it done by the 10th. Okay, the 10th, that's my goal. And when it came around to the 9th or 10th, I can't remember which day, I was not done yet. I had one frame, the last frame, the frame that is in, not in the pink, which is an actual design for Foxbriar. You know, the one I sent my friend and all that. I plugged in my tablet to work, and it wasn't connecting. I spent like 2 hours, 3 hours maybe, installing drivers, uninstalling drivers, restarting my computer, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't work, like, and nothing happened. My tablet was not connecting. It's just the mouse cursor wouldn't move, and I was frustrated. I did not pick this up again to work on it until the 13th, in which over the 13th and the 14th I finished. I just was like, you know what, it's been 2 weeks since her birthday, I am slamming this out. And I did. It was very, I could have been a lot faster if I had my tablet working, but work with what you've got, and I just struggled my way through with my mouse. Very thankfully, I have spent a lot of years drawing with the mouse before I even got a tablet. And I only really got a tablet because I got a laptop, and there was no way that my mom was going to have me sitting on her computer to do art with the mouse when she could just throw a tablet at me and have me do it on my laptop. So that was basically 2 tablets ago, right? That my first tablet I had for many years, and then it just stopped. So I got another tablet, which was the one I've been using, and that one has now decided that it wanted to end. I think I've had that one for 2 or 3 years. I don't know exactly, but it was a really good tablet. I very much enjoyed it, and it's really sad to see it go. But I'm gonna try to get a new one. I can't get a new one immediately, so I guess expect no art from me soon. I have other videos that I'm planning on releasing, like talking videos and like analysis and stuff, but no art or simple art. It's also why I don't have any footage, because working with my mouse is extremely slow, and that recording that, when I record, it sometimes messes up my lines and makes them more stiff than they need to be, and I don't want that with my mouse, which would already make it a really terribly long process. So here we are. Yeah, that's basically what we're dealing with now. So this PMV gave me a lot of issues in production time. Pre-production, super easy, nailed it out of the park. Post-production, so like the editing and the stuff that I did, I did that within like 6 hours, and then I like posted it that day. Truly, once I had it in my mind what I wanted it to look like, editing all the moving parts together, and then like cutting up the music, and then adding on a layer effect, and then putting the music over again because the audio was cut weird. It was very simple. Exporting it, super simple. Uploading it, super simple. That being easy was a very good relief, just because everything else was a lot to deal with. So that's nice. I'm trying really hard to look at this PMV in a positive way, because it's like, it's not for me, it's for my friend. It's as a gift for my friend for her birthday. And it feels rude to shit talk a thing that I made for a friend. But I also struggled very hard during this, and it has soured my opinion of it a little bit, but I think I'll feel better a bit later. It's when I detach it from just, hey, you were sick and you broke your tablet during working on this, which made it really frustrating. So yeah, that's Pink in the Night. I'm sure through this video I've put up designs and you can see what Haze-Thorn looks like, not as a ghost and not pink, in his normal colors. And yeah, plans for the future are just, I have some very simple videos, probably nothing that would take up a lot of energy for me to have drawings in, just because I can't right now. So